The reservation here was federally recognized as a band of Navajos. So we're a sovereign nation within a sovereign nation within a sovereign nation, 3 times. So we govern our own, and now we're also governed under the Navajo Nation and governing with the federal government. There's 3 loopholes here.
There is. And with that, how does that play in with any type of funding and programs to support the community then compared to the Navajo Nation main body?
Well, it's one thing that we had of course our elders back then really knew their knowledge, and even though they had no education, they really understood how to work the government then.
Yeah.
And it really helped the people. And by self reliance with themselves, you know, and they worked with the county, they worked with the city, and they worked with the military, you know, back then. And then when years came along, the people kind of got very dependent onto the Navajo Nation.
Yeah.
That self-reliance kind of was swept under the carpet there for a moment, and we're at that time right now where the people are trying to tell the young people or our government here to, hey, you know, and it's real tough, to tell you the truth. It's really tough.
So is there?
It's a lot of bickering.
It's a lot of I don't want to do it, you do it. Gotcha.
Yeah. There is, but it's just that the people got so dependent on the Navajo Nation, you know, and sometimes we feel very controlled, and which the people here can control themselves. They have the ability, they have the resource, but how to do it, it's like, you do it. Nah, I don't want to do it. You do it. You know, it's like
That
they're just
finger
like,
pointing again.
there you go.
It's a bummer. It's frustrating because even when I came out here to get my son's CIB done years ago, they said, well, we're only given this amount of money, this amount of information to get a CIB done. You'll have to drive into Crown Point. I'm like, but you guys are still part of the Navajo Nation. This is your own chapter house. Why can't it be done here? They're like, well, we're limited on the resources they allow us. I'm like, what?
See, right there. So we even had our own.
Limited and allowed to use.
Yeah, but the BIA is just right here. The BIA building is in Albuquerque.
It's the biggest one, yeah.
Yeah, and you know we can the community here, the tribe here, can work side by side with them. But no, it's only 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
They would rather drive 2.5 hours west of here to go get the resource than just going 20 minutes away.
And then I started looking more like, can I vote here? They're like, no, you have to go to Windrock or Shiprock. I'm like, but I have my CIB, I'm full-blooded, have my green paper here.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you have to drive way out there. I'm like, this is how you control government. By people cry in the U.S. like, oh, they allowed so many hours on the voting booths, yet they're telling us, no, you got to drive 3 hours, 4 hours to go vote.
Yeah.
Under the same government. Like, we have greater issues on smaller land and smaller population.
So that's where it's really frustrating when it comes down to government. It's very mind-blowing.
What would be the first step to at least incept the idea of how to fix it, or at least start going the right direction?
Well, the first direction would probably most likely is our young people, you know, to stress out to them about what the problem is. Let them see the problem. Let them feel the problem, and then they can, as they're growing, you know, they can change the problem. Like again, where it starts is where that fireplace is at, where that fire crackles from, where that pail of water is from, where that dipper is at, where that nourishing food is at, where our Hunishkish, our fire pokers, that's where it starts. Meaning is our home.
Yep. And once it affects your home, people get serious about it.
Yep. It has to start from there.
And that kind of goes back to even education. You cannot have a set of parents who will rely on a teacher to raise their kid.
Yep. And then one thing that the people, not only here as Tohachile, but in Navajo as in general. We just had an election not too long ago. Yeah. It was a very thin red line for a moment. It's just that the people is afraid of change. They don't like change.
No. Well, I've seen a backlash by him removing the mask mandate.
Yeah.
I mean,
they don't like change. Yeah. But sometimes change is the way to go. Sometimes that's the only way that we can open a door to look behind there to see what opportunity is there for us. Yeah. And that's the community here too, is that when somebody is looking and approaching to something a little different to change something, they don't like it. They don't want to.
And that's kind of a universal thing too.
Yeah. So change is a big factor. Mm-hmm. You know, like I was saying, it starts from our family. It starts from there. We teach our children. Okay, when our children leaves from that door on out, because I'm going to change something. I'm going to go change this. I want to change that. Okay. All right. Are we going to go out and are we going to go change it? Or are we just going to learn the way it's already set? Are we just going to go and it's going to change us? Just to be neutral to that. Or are we going to throw a ratchet in there and ruin it and reverse it and change it?
Yep.
Which one is it?
Well, it's like Grand Canyon, hiking Grand Canyon. Everybody loves going down. Nobody loves coming back up. Yep. And you have to change that course. Yep. It's comfortable going down because gravity's on your side. But when it's time to be like, all right, we got to get back to our ways. Yeah. Now we got to climb back up. Yep. It's like, oh, that's too much work. Well, good stuff comes out of hard work.
We just don't want history to repeat itself.
No, we cannot. Have you heard about the whole water rights issue that's going up with the development on the west side of Albuquerque by Double Eagle?
Yeah. We've been hearing about it, and my mom has been very antsy about it, and we've been asking questions about it. It's like, what the heck is going on? Why is it like this? Why is it like that?
Was there any input on that?
Well, the people were all for it. Yeah. We're all for it because the water here, it has so much calcium, and it just eats up your pipes, and the water is very poor.
So how do you get your water here then?
We can go ahead and wash dishes with it. We can go ahead and bathe in it, yada yada. But we usually get water from Albuquerque.
Like bottled water?
Bottled water, or either get 5-gallon buckets of it and, bring them home. And that's how the majority of the people here is that way, because the water is very poor here. It's very not good, I guess you could say. And, water, because, water is life, and then when we heard about that water project that's coming in, the people was all for it, 100%. Nobody didn't question about it. Nobody saying like they want it. We want it. We need it. We really, really, really need it bad.
It sounded like it was going to hurt communities, but we weren't too sure. So that's why I wanted to ask you about it.
Yeah, for us, if our water was already good and is already, and then doing that again, then I probably would have said, okay, that's not good. We shouldn't be doing that. But with poor water, with poor resources on water, we need whatever it is to better our lives, something to better ourselves with, with our home and with our children, because the water is really, really, really poor here. Yeah, that's how it is, like for us, it's like the majority of the people here, we haul our water. Even though it's running, but we use that as shower and, you know, for the toilet and yada yada yada. But as far as to cook and as far as to drink, we don't use that.
Has there been any push to try to get like water wells or like water tanks?
Yeah, we do it. Yeah, there's also water tanks, and then we have like water wells. Yeah, you know, there is, but still yet, you know, that project we're just like waiting. We want something good. All right then.
All right, yeah.
Okay. Oh.